my specialty, netmic and stuff.
Dude, I love Kanye.
That's the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, that's my specialty, not liking stuff.
As soon as she was like, into him?
Dude, I feel like Kanye cannot actually love Kim.
No.
Nobody
likes
no
her.
way.
He really, really likes Kim.
Does he really like her though, or does he just like her?
Well, I mean, like she said, for Kanye, saying I like someone is essentially like, oh my god, Kim is so annoying.
Dude, I don't know how he dated. Like, I pictured him marrying someone like Rihanna, who's low-key, not like her specifically, but like that personality type.
I could have seen Kanye marrying someone out of the limelight completely, like someone you'd never heard of, like Keisha Jackson from Chicago, like his high school sweetheart or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been such a Kanye move.
But instead he...
It's weird that he married into the mainstream.
That's crazy for how non-mainstream he tries to be.
Yeah, for how different.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
how innovative
he
is. For how innovative of a person he is. He married like a
socialite,
like a Keeping Up with the Kardashians person.
Yeah, real John B. Sarah, Cameron for my.
Dude, honestly, can we talk about Outer Banks?
Just briefly.
I don't know.
You need to watch.
How about we have another podcast?
Okay,
yeah, definitely.
Alrighty then, and welcome back to the Structured Chaos Podcast. Now I say welcome back, but it's very obvious that we're in a new setup. We're in a new building. As you may or may not have known, our past few meetings, as we call them, have been on Zoom.
We should mention that our county is very small, and we have moved to a yellow phase.
Yellow zone,
mm-hmm. Which essentially means some businesses will be reopening, and so this is permitted. Mm-hmm. And we're still keeping, like, we're not doing the classic bro hugs. We're not bro hugging. That we normally do. I'm trying to refrain from touching my face. Frequent washing of hands. I touch my face because I have anxiety, but I touch my beard. That's normal. So I think I'm keeping my germs within myself. Yeah, no, we're good. Yeah. Just don't worry about any corona shit. We're okay.
I think to sum it up, we're behaving responsibly, which is what everyone should do at a time like this. But then again, we're just doing what our government is allowing, and our specific county is allowing, which is
Wolf.
Shut up,
Wolfie.
Governor.
Wolfpack is back, causing mass destruction. Can't see bad boys arrest. That's a pro wrestling reference. Okay, that's why none of you understood anything.
Yeah, no idea. But
I'm an NBA fan.
But yeah, just be advised and be aware that this is.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah, stay safe and be aware that we're not breaking any rules. We're operating under government protocol. We're doing everything, within legal bounds. So
boundaries.
Just a disclaimer at the beginning of the podcast. Just want to get it out there.
If we were in a red zone, I think we would probably.
Which we were 2 days ago. Which is why.
Well, that's literally why we've done every single podcast up to this point on Zoom.
Yes, exactly.
It's because we've been in a red zone.
Yeah, exactly.
But now we're in a yellow zone. We're finally able to be face to face, which I think adds a new element new dynamic that we're all super stoked about.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited for this. So, it took us like 3 hours to set up that you're probably not going to see, which is.
There's some B-roll we might
add, but yeah, no, this took a while. We tried to remorph my basement as best as we could into the studio.
There'll be multiple settings, I think.
We're gonna eventually decide on like a dope ass set, but for now, this is.
I could see us doing some outdoor stuff.
Oh, we will be doing outdoor
stuff. Summer's about to hit full swing here for us. So.
Yeah, we're all done with school for the most part, right? You're done. Right?
Yes,
yes, we're done.
We're done.
I'm chilling.
I got my grades already. I did above average, which is what I like to say.
That's what you can expect.
Same. Huh. I did online schooling. So
I don't like to excel.
I don't know if it was online or if it was just the fact that I know what I'm doing now.
Well, everybody's adjusting. Like teachers are adjusting, students are adjusting.
I will say honestly, taking me out of the college aspect definitely helped me.
Oh, absolutely.
With my grades.
I mean, because absolutely.
There were times where I should have been studying.
It's like there's so much
other shit.
Yeah, there's so much less focus on you. It's really just like. You get to a point where you're so bored and you've watched so many things on Netflix where you're just like, well, I mean, that studying
played
thing.
So many games of 2K.
So many.
Me and Max been playing a lot of Red Dead.
Dude, Red Dead I put off for a while playing, and I finally got it, and holy shit. I can't talk about it without smiling, bro. I can't talk about it without smiling. Like, it's crazy.
I'm talking about this game since it came out, and Max finally got on the board. Noah?
I will download it probably at some point. I haven't downloaded it yet, but...
Yeah, because you and Adam were on it since the get-go.
Because
I was watching Adam play it. And even,
I pre-ordered it.
I know, that's crazy.
That's fair.
Like, I was watching Adam play it, like, in the dorm and shit. And even, like, at the time, I wasn't, like, I love this game.
Yeah.
Like, even then, I was just kind of like, eh. But, like, I knew I would get to it eventually, and I finally got to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, like, afraid to start the story, because I know I'm going to start... Because I've just been playing online.
It's a 60-hour story.
That's what I mean. I'm afraid to, like, do that to myself right now.
I think I need a new story. I've been playing a lot of Skyrim recently, which I've already played through literally 5 times. So I need something new. I need new content, is what I'm saying.
Red Dead is the content.
Yeah, and I know there's not a lack of
If you love
content.
westerns,
if you love action, if you love...
you love robbing trains and bikes.
Yeah, well, one of my favorite...
I love drinking liquor at the saloon. Saloon.
Bounty hunting.
I'll have to check it out.
Moonshining.
We went on enough of a tangent there.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
Intro.
Well, on that note, we're actually going to get into what this podcast is about, despite that 10 or 20 minute intro.
Wait, do we want to do the other intro we had in mind?
Oh, yes. All right. So
second intro.
Yeah, second
Part
intro.
2.
So this is probably going to be a recurring theme in these podcasts from now on, but we had just a sort of the spur of the moment idea, really. Aiden kind of had it, and we think it'd be interesting.
No cap.
We think it'd be interesting to throw in at the beginning of this podcast, so I'm gonna let Aiden explain it, and then we'll just go from there.
Dude, what's your McDonald's order?
That's it.
That's it. That's the whole
That's
thing.
the explanation.
And as we normally do here, Max, Aiden, Noah. Let's roll.
All right, Max, you're up first.
All right, so my go-to. Well, this is weird, actually. What are we talking here? Are we talking...
I think just like lunch, like a
yeah,
meal.
no, just like, all right. You're rolling up to McDonald's. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you're like, I need to get this?
That's
order?
a beautiful way to put it. Because for me, it's a quarter pounder meal, large with a Coke. Fucking obviously. But then you add... This is right now in quarantine, they don't have...
What's the deal with not having chicken during quarantine?
Wait, they don't have chicken.
Dude, they just
No.
don't have chicken.
They only have
the McChicken.
And the regular... they don't have
regular chicken.
They don't have...
Right?
Dude, that's what I was going to say. Normally, it would be the crispy chicken ranch snack wraps. I just get 2 of them. So I got...
Dude, you know who loves that?
Who?
My mom.
Dude, that's because they're fire, dude. They're so good. But yeah, no, I normally get that.
Ranch or honey mustard?
Do you think you can do honey mustard?
Yeah, bro.
Dude.
You learn things every day in the Structure Chaos podcast.
Dude,
is all I-
No, you guys don't understand.
I'm willing to bet.
Honey mustard is like my number one.
I'm willing to bet.
Yo.
I'm willing to bet not many people listening to this also knew that you could get honey mustard snack wraps.
You're welcome. You're welcome, all of you. You could also get them grilled for a healthy option.
Yeah, which is dope. Like, as shitty as McDonald's is, they make good salads. That was my second thing. I get chicken bacon ranch salads from there. Okay. That's my lunch, but if I'm hungry and I want food, it's the quarter pounder, large Coke, large fry, 2 crispy ranch chicken salads.
Now, is that the quarter pounder with everything? With everything?
Oh, yeah, dude. Just fucking give me the quarter pounder, dog.
All right. Because mine is...
I'm not picky. When it comes to McDonald's, I'm not picky.
All right.
That's fair.
Aiden, you want to go next?
Yes, sir. So, I keep it simple, stupid. That's my motto.
KISS. What's that spell, ladies?
Kiss Max on the face. Then punch it.
Oh.
Look at our Instagram. You'll get that reference.
Follow us, please.
God, we're trying.
We're above water. We can't
We lost another follower on TikTok.
Like,
we're at 6
how?
followers.
How the fuck?
We're not good.
We're non-existent at that
Everyone
point.
listening to this, we know you're on TikTok. Just
Everyone
head on
is.
over to
Don't
the
act like
Structure.
you are.
Yeah.
Don't
Even
act
if
like you're
if you
better.
like to pretend like you're better than all the rest of us and you haven't seen TikTok, like me, okay? I do this.
He does.
Make an account and like us and follow us like I will do after this
Don't be
podcast.
too pushy. But give us a follow. You don't have to like. I'm not asking you to like.
If you want to
You'll view it
like.
if you follow.
Listen, just show us some love, bro.
Yeah.
We want the love. We need the love.
We need the love. Anyways.
Everyone needs love. But besides the point.
But
Okay,
we really need love.
Back to the fucking McDonald's thing.
Go ahead, Aiden.
Beverage switch.
From the mango, mucho mango.
To the Gatorade.
To the agua. Oh, Gatorade.
What's agua, but.
El agua.
So my McDonald's order, this is my go-to every single time. I don't know when it started. It's probably a year or 2 ago is when this really started, and I always did this because I used to be a quarter pounder guy. I'm a big guy. I love to eat. I'm a big guy. I love to eat. So, what I go with, the 2 cheeseburger meal, medium.
Oh, that shit slaps sometimes.
Medium with a Sprite.
Keeping it modest.
I love Sprite, and I think that McDonald's. I'm gonna bring this up real quick. It's the straw. That's what's the game changer for their. It
is a little bit bigger than most fast food references,
and that's what changes it. The Sprite tastes better. The Coke tastes better. I'm sure the Fanta or whatever orange soda. The sweet tea.
I've never had tea that good. Never. In my entire fucking life. I'm 20 years old.
More of an Arizona guy, personally. But
well, yeah, but...
So, and then after that, I like to throw in a McChicken as well. Just for and then, let me tell you the order I eat it in. Fries throughout. I mean, that's a given.
Yeah.
But cheeseburger, McChicken, cheeseburger.
Can I just say one thing real quick? When when you pull up to the drive-thru, and I know most people do not actually eat in the McDonald's because who says that? We go through the drive-thru. We go through the drive-thru.
You only do that until you're about. Actually, once you turn 15, you stop.
Once you can drive.
Yeah, once you can drive, literally you stop. But I know the most underrated move. I don't know if it's underrated, but I'm sure everybody does it. Is the fries on the way home, just eating them up out of the bag
when they're so hot, bro.
Dude, that is the move for McDonald's. Everybody who goes to McDonald's, you eat the fries out of the bag on the way home when you're driving home. It's the best thing ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All the way up.
Do you have anything else to add in your order?
That's pretty much it, dude. I like I said, keep it simple, stupid.
You know what's funny? We talk about McDonald's like we were just like. That's pretty much it, man. But that both of our orders are hefty as fuck.
Yours is real hefty.
Well, McDonald's is an occasion,
Look,
you know.
I might be like 145, 150 on a good or bad day.
I'm much bigger than that.
But I can eat the food, dog. I can eat the food. That's what I'm saying. Don't believe everything.
Metabolism.
I don't have a good diet at all.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna get into my order. So my order is similar to Max's, although I think in the past year. Maybe longer than that. They've come out with a double quarter pounder.
What?
Which is what I get.
They have a double quarter.
Yeah, well, they have a double
quarter pounder.
They have a double
quarter pounder?
Quarter pounder.
Sounds like an SNL actor. The quarter pounder.
Yeah, but they have a double...
Bring them out.
Now, I don't know how long they've had this, but I used to work at... I work at a local college over the summer, and I would drive to the McDonald's sometimes for lunch. Yeah, we'll just keep it at that. And I would drive to the college for my lunch break.
I used to pick you up from there.
You did sometimes. And I would...
Bros for life.
Indeed. I would go and I would order this on my lunch break. I would get a double quarter pounder, no onion, because I'm not a fan of their onions. For some reason...
make them for me.
No. I don't like their onions.
Dude, Noah got real pissed. For all you people not watching,
no.
like via radio, Jesus Christ, you get mad at me right there.
I'm not a fan of the... I just don't think the onions work well with the beef, and that's just a personal opinion. I think they need to be caramelized. But, so, my order is double quarter pounder, no onions, everything else on it, obviously. A medium fry, and then the best soda in the world.
Keep it modest.
The best soda in the world, Dr. Pepper. And
That's debatable.
No, I don't want to hear anything else. Dr. Pepper. Oh, I didn't even get to the last part. My last part is an apple pie thrown in.
Oh, he loves his apple pie.
I love apple pie.
You said you wanted it for breakfast like 4 episodes ago.
I eat it for any meal. Apple pie is the versatile object of any meal. You can eat it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, after dinner, anything. Anything.
Dessert, Noah.
It's a dessert. You eat dessert for breakfast sometimes. You can eat dessert for lunch. You can eat dessert for dinner. Dessert is. I
don't eat breakfast because I wake up at 3 p.m. But like.
Well, you know.
Summer vibes,
chilling.
We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, I think that meal is probably the best ever conceived in a McDonald's. I'll say that right now. The double quarter pounder is perfect because a single quarter pounder is nice, yes, but when you have double the beef with the little cheese slice in between, that cannot be beaten.
But what if the beef's too much, though?
No, but the thing is,
you're talking to a guy who orders a plain cheeseburger, so you're not.
But what I'm saying is that I think that the cheese in between the beef, the cheese in between the beef is the perfect way to consume it because the cheese on top of the beef, it's not the best layer because on top of your mouth you're only getting the cheese, you're not getting the beef as well. But when you get beef, it mixes all in your mouth and creates something beautiful
cheese
that I love.
Beef.
That's what I'm saying, basically.
No, wait, you may be the smartest person I've ever encountered. When it comes to
you overanalyze that, like, because I go to McDonald's, I'm just like, give me the
like, yeah, just give me like 2 cheeseburgers.
Can I say this?
Sandwich,
Can I say this?
Yeah, just get it in my gullet as fast as you can.
Can I say this though? I
am
am unapologetically a fast food junkie. I spent 3 hours on the internet learning how to recreate the perfect Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich, and then I did it.
It looked damn good.
At home, I sent a picture to these guys.
Fucking liked it.
And I am a unapologetic fast food junkie.
I took a screenshot. That's how good it looked.
You screenshotted it?
Yeah, I have it right now on my phone.
I love
on the video.
I love fast food, and I'm sorry, but it's my guilty pleasure, and I know what I'm about at any fast food restaurant. You give it to me, well, in our area, I'll say. Like, the stuff out west, I obviously haven't been to.
Yeah.
But in our area, I know what I'm about at every restaurant. Yeah, there it is.
I'll show the
There it
camera.
Go ahead.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
walk on up
show
there.
the camera.
Walk on up there. For those of you listening without video, it is a delectable sandwich with sauce and some chicken and some pickles as well. Now, I added 4 pickles because sometimes Chick-fil-A is known to skimp on the pickles.
They are.
They are. They have 2 small little pickles that nobody likes. But anyway, I digress.
Whoa.
Wait. How is that controversial?
Because I like the pickles.
Yeah, I know. That's why I added double the pickles. What are we not understanding?
Okay, all right.
All right. Pickles.
But we digress,
Jesus
which is most
Christ.
important. We digress. We are not even on the subject of this episode yet. That was just the intro.
Fuck, I forgot about
The subject. The subject of this episode is comedy in general. Now, we have some funny childhood stories that
I don't know if they're even childhood. Mine happened like freshman year of high school.
Yeah, so like past, we'll say
life.
past life stories that we think have some comedic value that we're gonna get into right now. So, who really wants to share an ideal, typical, funny story that they've had in the past that we've all sort of heard of and lived through?
Me and Max are making a little bit of eye contact here, and
Sign
I think
language.
we both determined I'm going to go first
All right.
because I think he knows where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Let's go, Joe.
Let me paint the scene for you.
Okay.
Picture Picasso.
All right, freshman year.
Mhm.
At this point, me and Max are close.
Yeah.
But we're not.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had Switor
We're
dates.
not. Yeah, we're not as close as we are now. I'll be honest. I
Yeah,
think we can
no,
both
for sure.
agree.
No, yeah. It was like first year of our real friendship. So there were bonds that haven't been
honestly,
made yet.
Yeah.
Of real friendship.
Yes. Okay. Noah and I don't even know if Noah was here for this, but he definitely heard about it because
I think you're not. I think I know what you're gonna say. I don't think I saw it live.
I think you had a different lunch.
Yep. Well, I think we should explain that so people know what we mean by different lunch.
Oh yeah. So at our high school we had A, B, and C lunch. It's probably similar.
Different times.
Different times, yeah. So it's, let me paint the scene. It's B lunch. It's the second lunch of the day. The cafeteria workers, they're a little unsettled. They've already had to deal with kids for the day.
They've had to deal with probably... Because, I mean, C lunch is like 150 people, maybe, if that.
Yeah, so they've had to deal with like 300 kids.
Yeah.
They already dealt with most of the
At that point,
population.
if you're a C lunch, you're getting shit food.
Exactly.
I've never had C lunch, by the
Exactly.
way. I just want that to be known. Never
And
had C
let
lunch.
me further paint the scene. It's homecoming weekend. I think that's something we forget about this story. It's
It was
Friday.
meant to happen.
It's Friday. The homecoming game is that night. The homecoming parade is that night.
So like,
The homecoming dance is the
people
next
are
day.
gonna see
People are a
people.
little rowdy.
People are also going to see people. People are going to talk to people.
It's a
Like-
big weekend for our high school. So I'm a freshman. Not as big as I am now. I was playing sports at that point. For those of you that don't know, gave up on sports at some point. Went into theater. I would say I was good at that. I was better at that than I was at sports.
absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
bad at sports by any means.
No, you weren't
but
bad.
better at theater and singing.
I mean, you went from, like, backup guard to, like, star in a play, so.
yeah.
over
Although
200 lines.
it could be argued I should have got more time than.
Oh,
I
no,
did.
I'm not. That's
That's a whole
I
other
agree
topic.
with that.
Whole other topic, but point is, went into
Point
theater,
is,
was
when-
successful.
Yeah. So I'm playing sports at this point. I'm playing 3 sports. I'm playing football, basketball, and I play baseball.
It's my boy right there, baseball. Shout out baseball.
I switched to track later in my career. I actually was decent at that,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
Yep.
It's lunchtime. I finish up my lunch. At this point, I'm sitting with my boys. Max is not there. Max is at a table. So I'm I'm trying to paint the scene is for the people.
Wait, hold on. You just said you didn't have C lunch, but you saw this live?
I was at B lunch.
It was B lunch.
Oh, this is B lunch.
I was just saying in general.
I did have C lunch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so this is B lunch. Let me
So
rephrase.
clarify, me and Aiden are in B lunch. Noah's in C lunch. So
So
he,
all
right,
so he did not see this.
So to clarify, B lunch is obviously in the middle. So that means like they've already had to deal with 150. They're in the middle lunch, which kind of
It's honestly the hectic lunch. It's the hectic lunch.
It's the hectic
the
lunch.
scary lunch.
Number one, it's the hectic lunch.
There's
Number
the most
one,
people there.
Number one,
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
probably the lunch that they care the least about because they're like, we got another one to go. We're already in it now. Like whatever, let's just get this one out. It's not like the desperation, like, all right, let's make this one good because it's the last one we have, or it's the first one. Let's start off with a bang. It's like the middle one that nobody really cares about. It's like 3 p.m. at an office
Lukewarm
job.
food.
Yeah, it's 3 p.m. at an office job where you're just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna do whatever, and I'm gonna really turn it on for the last hour. It's like nothing. So
Yeah.
continue the story.
Thank you for painting the scene. That was beautiful. So I go up to go dump my tray. I'm done with lunch for the day. And so I'm in about the middle of the cafeteria. Well, not the middle, because our cafeteria had like poles in the middle of it. So I'm on the right side of the poles. And I'm trying to paint this. So I'm here. There's a wall about what?
I'm just thinking ahead.
Yeah.
I'm laughing a little bit.
There's a wall. There's a wall ahead, and in front of the wall is very attractive senior girls, like very
like
top tier,
stupid attractive women.
senior
Okay?
girls. I'm a freshman.
Like girls that talk to you as a freshman and you want to pass out. Like that attractive. Okay.
Keep in mind, I talked to none of them. I was gawky and awkward. And then in front of that table is Max with some of our other friends, who at that time I was close with because we played football together.
Yeah, but some of them I feel like you didn't like.
I just didn't mess with. Really.
Yeah, some of
that's
them.
okay.
I mean, like.
And then a senior guy that we were all pretty tight with. And then about 3 tables over is me and my friends. So I go dump my tray, and I'm coming back. Keep in mind, today had a theme. It was Blue and White Day for school spirit. I'm wearing a Penn State sweatshirt, and I'm just blue and whited out. At the time, I was rocking blue and white shoes, too. Coincidentally, it wasn't like I just also happened to be wearing blue and white shoes. Mm-hmm. So I'm decked out. Penn State socks.
He's going ham.
I'm going ham.
As freshmen are wont to do at these sort of events, they are always the ones who go the hardest.
Out, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to my table, because after you dump your tray, you just sit at your table or whatever. And I'm getting towards the table, and there's a chair in my path.
You say I can't.
And,
Oh God.
Fucking me, dude. That's hilarious.
Freshman Aiden is like, I don't need to move this chair. I don't need to move this for nobody.
Fuck this chair. Fuck you, chair.
Basically.
I'm aiming.
And keep in mind the key word here is attempt to jump said chair. Needless to say, it doesn't happen.
Oh, God.
It's a failed attempt.
Would you say you overshot it or undershot it?
I'm trying to take it back, because this was keep in mind, this was something that was in our senior yearbook.
Yeah.
Like, it's that legendary.
It's that legendary.
Yeah. I think a better question was, did your feet make contact with a chair at any time? Okay, so they then he underjumped.
Let's not. No, I think I made it. I pretty much
feel like
made
you
it
made
over the
it
chair.
over
It was my
the
back
chair.
foot. I think
Oh.
it was, so
Like, so it
I
was
led
like-
with
so
my
you
right.
slightly
I led with
underjumped
my
it.
right a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. All
I
right,
led
we'll call
with
it
my
that.
right.
Which made it over, right? So it was kind of like if you ever try to jump a hurdle, but like you're
Keep in mind, this
half
chair
of
is
your
like
body's
2
over,
feet off
but
the
half of your
ground.
body's
You're
not.
trailing
Let's not act
leg.
like
Yes.
this chair is tiny. Like, I should have easily been able to do
Like,
this.
I don't know. I don't have anything.
In fact, I did it later in the day in 7th period with Max witnessing. I think he saw me jump.
Oh,
I didn't hear about the second attempt.
because
No, I had to prove a point. I was pissed.
Okay.
he had to make sure that everyone knew that he could clear a chair.
I
Because
had
that's
the-
how deep it got, ladies and gentlemen. People were questioning his athletic ability.
So I lead with my right. I think my left foot clipped the chair, and it went basically like
Helter skelter.
yeah,
if you
it went
will.
in front of me. The chair went in front of me.
Oh wow.
And so as I'm keep in mind, this would have been fine, but as I'm going down, my arm goes out and hits the table right next to me,
Really?
making the loudest noise.
So that just didn't help.
So everybody is now tuned into the
Everyone's
situation
like,
that's
what?
happening.
And keep in mind, as a 14-year-old, what trauma this causes.
Oh my gosh.
So I hit the ground with a loud thud. and the whole cafeteria turns. The next part is so funny.
It was a murder scene.
The whole cafeteria turns and it goes dead quiet for like 2 to 5 seconds. And then someone, I don't know who it was, shout out whoever this was because they're a genius.
I don't
Slow clap.
The slow clap into a thunderous applause. For this kid who couldn't jump a chair. And then the best part, the senior kid who I did theater with looks over at me and he goes, "Nice one, jackass."
I didn't know that.
Dude, that goes, everyone was clapping. You couldn't hear him say that.
Oh.
Dude, I wish you could have saw it from my angle because I saw enough.
And then here it gets a little worse just quickly.
Yeah,
before
no,
you
go
give
for
your
it.
perspective. Keep in mind, I get up and like I go back to my chair. I'm like, all right, just gotta pretend that didn't happen, like you do. And then everyone just continues to clap. My eyes go directly to these attracted females, and I'm like,
Like, well,
that's a problem. So, and then I just kind of duck down, but everyone continues to clap. And so I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do the old bow thing. That's a thing, right? That make light of the situation. So I stand up, and I'm like, bow.
like, oh, it was me.
I'm a dumbass.
I'm the dumbass.
And then again later in the day, I jumped a chair to prove a point, and then so we go to the football game.
Oh yeah.
Not one person walks by me without mentioning the incident.
Like, hey man, remember when you?
And then I didn't even have to
chair.
tell my parents. Keep that in mind, because I went to
Wow.
Max's that night.
As we did.
As we did. And my parents, I see them at the game, like, hey, guy, like, I haven't seen them all night, and they're like, I was like, hey, do you want to hear a funny story? And they're like, we know. The janitor told us.
Janitor.
The janitor was also our church janitor, so, like...
It was like a
it was
mutual friend.
thing.
Oh, small town
And he's
America.
a great dude, by the way.
I wish, like, you could all get in my brain for however long this is gonna take, like, and just see what happened. Because, like, they know this, but I don't know if you guys know this. So on your way out of, like, because this was on the way to leaving, like, lunch, and
It was, I mean, there was a good, like, 5-10 minutes after the incident before we left.
yeah, but like the point was, I feel like most people were done with their lunch at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
So like, there's people going up and like they're putting their trays away and shit, coming back, and from where I was, the perspective I was is like I could see Aiden and the table so few. Like, I could see people reacting to it, too, because we sat on, like, this far wall, like, my table, we sat on this far wall, so, like, you could see the incident and then the reaction, so, like, you could see, because Aiden,
see it all.
where you sat was, like, kind of the middle, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the poles were in the middle, but, like, it was the middle strip of the cafeteria.
Yeah, so, like, people, like, it's almost like I could see all eyes coming this way, like, and converging in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yo, that's fucking hilarious. And at the time, like, we're friends with Aiden, so it's so much funnier. Like, my table...
We're playing football together.
Yeah.
We're playing junior high football together.
Like, at this point, it's funny because, like, I could literally, like, banter with Aiden about this in, like, 2 hours or whatever. Like, he's coming to my fucking house.
Exactly.
Like, so, like, it's so funny because I'm just we were here.
Playing Waka Flocka Flame.
Fuck, that was 6 years ago. Goddamn. 6 years ago. R.I.P.
Oh wow.
That happened. Okay, so like, it was so fucking funny to see everyone react to this hilarious moment and like, it's one of those things that you see and you know it's gonna be like talked about for a while. Like,
for a
it was
long
so
time.
funny, and people still talk about it to this. Like, obviously we're talking.
I'll be
about
like, Aiden, you remember the chair? And
Yeah,
I'm
it's like
That's all they have to say. The
See,
chair.
Here's my approach to when I get made fun of. I don't care. I think
if you get made fun of, it's because people love you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And my approach to that, to counter that, is just being like, oh, good one, dude. You should have a special on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
You're so funny, so original, dude. So anytime someone brings it up, they're like, oh, Aiden's pissed. I'm like, no, I'm also being funny right now. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing that happened is the two lunch aides, one of which who I knew because her kids show against with us, whatever, at the fair. She came up to me, like, they both came up to me, like, are you okay? I'm like, get out of here! I'm
Am
fine.
I okay?
I'm okay!
I'm 14 years old. I fell over a chair. Like, my body.
Get over it!
Now I think I have a little bit of a interesting perspective on this because I was not witness to the chair.
Yes.
I heard about it in later periods because keep in mind we're all in the same grade, we're all in the same class.
Oh yeah,
there's
spread like wildfire.
Yeah, there's a ton of overlap. So by the end of the day, I had
a small high school.
I had heard multiple stories of what happened. Now, legend says that there is a video of this happening that I've heard from someone. I want to ask Aiden.
Where is it?
That's what he says. I've never seen it.
I don't know.
I've never heard of it, but somebody told me that there was a video. I don't believe it.
There's no way there's a video.
Like I feel like we all would have seen that by now.
From what I've heard,
it's been 6
years.
From what I've heard, it was.
If you have the video, I want to see it.
Yeah, it's been more. If you think about it, it's been more than 6 years. It's 2020.
Exactly.
That happened in
2014, 2015.
Yeah. 2014
right,
probably because it was fall football season. So 2014.
Yeah, so 6 years.
Yeah, dude. If you have the footage, please show it to me. But I haven't seen it, so that's a false rumor.
Send it in.
As far
but
as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I've
I mean, there's videos of other incidents in that cafeteria.
Well, we'll get to that maybe. But what I've heard is there was a video that might be true or false. If you have the video,
if you're listening to this and you have that video, please send it.
We would love to see it.
I will post it on our Instagram.
Yeah,
I'll post it everywhere.
But from what I've heard, it was such a well-timed thing. It's one of those things where you had to be there.
Well, like no one was like waiting for me to jump the chair.
Oh yeah, for real.
So there's no way. I just think there's no way that anyone. Has
absolutely. Yeah, there's no way they have that.
Yeah. It's just too much of a freak incident. Because imagine if I jump the chair, no one says a word.
Oh, nobody cares. Maybe imagine
if you heard
maybe like when you get back to your table, your friends are like, "Hey man, that was pretty cool."
No, like no, they wouldn't say that. They'd be like, "Okay,
why'd you do that?"
Real friends roast each other. Okay?
Exactly.
That's what people don't understand.
It's one of those things that 14-year-olds do when they're trying to impress people, and they just feel like they have to.
I feel like even
it
here,
it was. I was just like,
dude, everyone's feeling good.
I can't even explain why I did it. It happened.
It's one of those things that's just wired in your brain. I got to do this shit, and he did it. It didn't pan out. But hey, at least he took the chance. And that is poetry right there.
Absolutely.
Real quick, I'm going to pee real quick. Does anyone else have to pee? Pee break?
Yeah, me too.
Pee break?
All right, we're going to cut here. We'll be back. We got to pee.
Yes.
We'll be back. Okay, so we've heard Aiden's story about the chair. Now, Max, I know you have some good stories from the past, so I want to hear one from you now. Maybe the most infamous or maybe the most funny, whatever you deem necessary to share.
For me right now, I'm not thinking as far as most infamous, most funny. I'm thinking more like whatever comes to my brain first.
Okay.
And the first thing that comes to my brain, because I'm sitting right across from you, bitch, is so there we were. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I don't even need to lead up to it. Let's just jump right into it. Shout out if you know my YouTube channel. You right there on the cam.
Wow.
So, there we were, 7th grade. And for whatever reason, our school required us to read.
I know where this is going.
In WIN class.
WIN.
Okay, so there we are. We're in WIN.
What I need.
I mean, at the time, I think we had this... This doesn't need to be brought up very much. But we had this, like, weird thing. No, I don't know if you remember this, but, like, us and our classmates had, like, a family. You might have been involved.
Yeah. I remember it very much.
I was involved because I wasn't in your guys' WIN period. No, I'd come over though because I was in the classroom right next to you guys.
Oh wow, dude!
Yeah, and my teacher did not care. Also, my
teacher cared.
Driver.
Our teacher,
but she liked me.
But she liked Aiden.
She let me.
She liked Aiden and she liked Adam and like she liked because Adam wasn't in our homeroom. Remember, it was me, you, Parker, and
Reed.
Well, we'll get to Reed. So I love Reed to death. Reed, if you ever hear this, you're my bro forever.
Same.
But you did throw a book at Noah. And that's where I'm going. So there we were. In WIN, I remember I was like laying down because basically in WIN what you did is you spread across the room. So we spread across the room and you would lay down and you would just like read your book. So
it was quiet time though. It was pretty.
You could not talk. Like,
you had to read. That was the whole thing. They wanted everybody to read.
I played games on my Kindle though because I finessed it with the Kindle. I had a Kindle Fire. I was probably one of the first kids to have a Kindle Fire.
Yeah, I eventually got it. But
I essentially had an iPad.
Yeah. That's not down. Kindle Fires, real quick, were fire. They were iPads before.
The system.
Yeah,
you finesse the system. So.
They were just like I honestly don't know. Like unless you had a Kindle Fire and you were in the trenches of people who had a Kindle Fire, like you don't understand how fire they really were.
You got one pretty directly.
I got one right after you because you probably recommended it to me.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you should definitely get.
I remember had a conversation with my parents. Like Aiden has a Kindle Fire. It's better, Mom. You should get one. I think
it's good for books.
Yeah,
it's good for
it's good for
Subway Surfers in town.
I remember having a lot of Star Wars books, but
I read. Oh, that was when I started reading Game of Thrones, and I remember our teacher. Was like,
dude, me too.
Our teacher was like, "Is your mom okay with you reading that?" And I'm like, yeah.
I get Game of Thrones in that time, but I had the hardcover copies, man. I didn't I didn't have a Kindle Fire or anything special. Only later I had a Kindle Paperwhite, which is just for reading. You couldn't play any games on it, and I just read on it. So, but I wasn't that intense back then.
No.
All right, continue.
So we were in Win class, and I remember I used to lay like in between these like bookshelves, right? Mm-hmm. And I would lay there. And I remember at the time we were reading some mouse thing, and you recommended to me.
Redwall.
Redwall. Yeah,
I read Redwall was fantastic.
Redwall's good. Honestly,
Redwall is probably the best thing that an adolescent child can read. It is so good.
It's like the step.
It's medieval. It's medieval, but it's also like got this really cool like animal aspect.
Yeah. So if you don't have to know, there's no humans. It's just literally just animals, and it's like sort of like a medieval time. There are good animals, there are bad animals, and it centers around this place called Redwall. We don't want to spoil it too much, but
the other series that was similar to that was the one with the cats.
Oh, like the Warriors or something?
Yeah,
I never read that. I never read that, but that's also very good.
And the Bears. That same author did one with Bears.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But so at the time I don't know why I remember that I was reading Redwall. But I remember me and Noah were definitely talking about it at the time. So I was reading that, I believe. It was either that or Divergent. But
both classics.
That was the same. By the way, I think we all did. During that year was like, it's kind of crazy to look back on because it's almost
crazy that I didn't read Harry Potter in that time, and I read that like in 3rd grade.
I had read I had read Harry Potter before, like what you said.
I think we underestimate how like smart, as far as like classic like people view you as smart thing goes, because like remember when reading level was a thing?
Yep.
Dude, like at 7th grade alone, which keep in mind that's 12 and 13 years old, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I remember in a single year all 3 of us probably read Divergent, The Hunger Games, Redwall, and probably like some Game of Thrones. That was the other one.
Yep.
Those were the 4 things.
I only read the first book, but like still, that's
dude.
I only read the first book
it's
too.
It's still like 500
pages. That's 1,000 pages.
The first book alone is intense.
Yeah.
But like that's a lot. But anyway, besides that point, that all happened in a year. Like we all read those.
We're smart, okay?
Suck.
Disclaimer: we're smart.
But like, which is crazy because like it's weird because I feel like a lot of people don't do that as 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds.
Yeah,
facts.
But so there we were. Back to the funny story. We were in Win and what did it stand for? What did Win say? It's
what I need.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's what my homeroom teacher told me all the time, but he was kind of
nah, dude. Our school district, 100%.
I love you, by the way.
So basically,
but you were kind of kooky.
For people who don't know what like Win is, I guess we might have explained it earlier, we might not. But an explanation for what Win is: the school district decided that us as adolescent middle schoolers needed to read more.
Hence what I need.
So what I need, Win period, was 15 to 20 minute period. I think it was like 21 minutes or something in the middle of the day where everybody was
after lunch. It was after homeroom and lunch,
where everybody was required to read a book for the whole duration of the period, and then after you just continue with the rest of your day.
It was like extended homeroom basically.
Yeah,
it was.
But you had to read.
Be quiet and read because no one gave a fuck about homeroom. You just talked to everyone basically.
Yeah. All right. So that's the setting.
So we were in there, and I remember being between like 3 bookshelves that just had like, because my homeroom teacher was a communications teacher, so she taught English, so we read books. And if you watch on YouTube, you know what just happened. But yeah, so there we were, and I don't know who I was laying by, because they also made you spread out. Remember that? They made you be like 15, whatever the fuck it was. I don't know. It was like
social distancing before social distancing.
Yeah, so that's basically what it was. Yeah. So I was like by myself, and all of a sudden I hear some chatter, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Rumblings.
And of course I knew it was Noah and our other friends. I'll just say Reed because we already talked about it. It was Noah and Reed.
Yep.
And at the Noah and Reed, like first of all, like we played. I don't know. We've known Reed since we were like 4 or 5.
Yeah, we've all played baseball together.
I've known him a long time as well. We went to church together. So
yeah. Oh yeah, you have too. But like we use like we're bros for life because of because we all hung out, whatever. But whatever, it is what it is. And I remember like hearing Reed like and Noah chattering, and for whatever fucking reason, I just look up, and Reed's throwing up. Was it a paper? It was a paperback.
It was a hardcover.
There's no way it was a hardcover.
It was a hardcover. I guarantee you. It was a hardcover book that he.
You know what book it was?
No, I don't know, but it was hardcover.
Anyway, I see him like frisbee tossing this book at Noah because he thought it would be funny, and it just hits Noah square in the fucking eye, like really, really, really hard to the point where you're like, do I laugh or is he okay? It was like one of those situations, and dude, like Noah had to go to the nurse and shit.
Yeah,
I remember being like worried about
Go to the nurse?
Yeah,
I did go to the nurse.
nurse.
I mean, nothing. I should say there's nothing
Or gave you some
internal,
crackers.
nothing internal or like long lasting really happened. It was just sort of the impact. It was kind of below my eye, like right here, so it was just kind of a cut. But you know, it was still at the time. It appeared to be bad. We'll say that.
Oh no, like I was definitely like laughing outside, but
at the
internally
same
I was
time,
like, hey,
slightly concerned.
like is Noah okay?
As you do.
And I don't know why the fuck Reed threw the book at you. What was the point? Was he trying to get your
It's
attention?
hard to remember that. I remember getting hit by it. I don't really remember the prior
You're
conversation.
probably concussed as
What
fuck.
I would say is Reed and I messed around frequently in that class.
Not sexually.
Classic.
He said
classic,
frequently.
Classic Reed Noah mess around.
No.
That's a new girl reference. for anyone
Yes,
who doesn't know.
yes.
We would joke around and stuff in that class. We would play like all the time, just kind of like
Play?
you know. Oh my God, no!
Play. Speaking of play, I was watching Diary of the Wimpy Kid like yesterday. Literally, well,
Why are
less
you
than
watching
24
Diary of a Wimpy
because it's
Kid?
on Disney Plus for some reason. I don't know. But I
Is
was
that a
watching
Fox-
it.
Is it a Fox joint?
Yeah, probably.
That's probably why. Yeah.
But I was watching it, and Rowley came outside, and Greg was like, Greg Heffley, that is.
Rowley is the most hilarious character in all of like
fiction.
anything.
Of fiction.
Fiction.
Like his
Dude.
essence is so funny.
He walks out of the school, and Greg is like, I'm probably the 17th most popular person on earth.
Yeah.
And like Rowley,
Calculating like
he's like,
Greg does.
I can only move up from here. I don't know what could like bring me down. And Rowley walks out, and he goes, hey Greg. He's like, you want to come over and play? And like the entire school is like, what did he just say, Heffley? And some like bully gets in his face.
Play.
It's like, what did he just say? Did he just say play? And it's just like this whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what that reminded
But
me.
I digress. So we weren't. I guess.
He digresses.
Yeah. So we would just joke around, mess around. Basically, is what I mean. And
Wait, did you say joke around to mess around?
yeah, just like
I
we
said mess around earlier.
we just kind of like
But I think he just said joke. We just used to joke around to mess around.
yeah.
Well, mess around.
We just joke around, mess around,
Chill.
screw around, however you want to call it.
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
No, however you want to say it. We were just we would.
I'm so sorry for this podcast. This is absurd.
I love it.
It's everywhere.
We wouldn't read, is what I mean. We would not read.
Oh, absolutely.
We would just have.
Oh, yeah,
We would just talk and do funny things. That sounded weird too. Okay, we would
Okay.
and
No, we would chat shit and we would laugh at
I mean,
each
I was
other.
playing on my Kindle, like we were messing
yeah,
around.
everybody messes around. So I guess one time we took it too far. Reed chucked a book at me as a joke.
I remember you hearing the story. I wasn't there, but
There was
I remember-
definitely beef afterwards.
there was
right?
beef. Well, there was beef, and then
I wouldn't say
Well,
beef.
no,
I thought there was. I remember you
Well,
being really fucking pissed at him.
I just remember. I don't remember. I heard about it later in the because if I remember correctly, Wynn was like technically period 6.
Yeah.
And then 7th and 8th period we had communications.
Oh
with
yeah,
the
we
same
did. We had a
teacher.
double period.
And I remember hearing.
Yeah, 'cause that's
about
what we
it.
had together,
Yeah, yeah. All three. I think all three of us.
Yeah,
had it
I was
Yeah,
in
together.
and that was where
And-
the family became a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
And-
weird, man. Let's move on from that.
I think I was the dad. I'm just.
I was the son. Let's move on
Daddy?
from that.
Dad.
Me and
kidding me?
Parker was. I thought Parker was the dad.
Oh shit! Parker was involved.
You were.
Dude, I gotta call him soon.
All right. We digress.
But yeah, I just remember the teacher being not happy at all about
Yeah.
the situation.
No.
She
That
was
was-
like, "Are you kidding me? Why,
that was
why is
interesting.
Well,
this-
because he
why
threw a
is this-"
fucking book at Noah for no
It
reason.
was a hardcover. I want that to be on record. It was a hardcover book, Reed.
I wish we knew what book it was.
I love you. I forgive you, but it was a hardcover book and it hurt.
We gotta get Reed on this podcast for his recollections.
Absolutely.
For what he says
Absolutely.
about that.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, I guess that's my first story. As far as we don't have a lot of time for like 8 stories, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I specifically the only reason I told that and I wanted to tell that at length was because Noah is
Involves
involved.
Noah.
so,
Noah
yeah.
got hit in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
So,
that was
classic.
unfortunate. I can't really think of any stories as it comes to it. We all played junior high football together. I know that was.
There's some classic times.
Yeah, I know. We all there was one coach who shall remain nameless on this podcast who I think we all know. Well, it wasn't him necessarily, but there was another coach who was kind of a quote unquote legend. Who I don't want to say. Yeah, I
I
don't
just
want
say
to say.
Indiana Jones involves his name.
Yes, we'll say that. Does everybody
Yeah,
know?
yep.
He was kind of a
aware.
legend.
I'm aware.
And we all really loved him, but at the
Well, did we though?
I
was
think
a
we
fan.
all appreciated him.
I appreciated him for what he was.
We all could crack a
liked him.
joke with or at his expense.
But he wouldn't answer.
But he wouldn't answer.
Didn't talk much.
And yet
He was also the defensive coordinator. So
some reason.
Quick story. So he's the defensive coordinator. I am the backup linebacker. So I played defensive line a lot. I'd come in for defensive line.
You definitely got in a lot as far as like.
On defensive line. Yeah. But so when the second team went in though, I played middle linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, so I was like, I remember this other kid. I was like, all right, someone's got to get the signal for what play we're gonna run.
Because normally, because me and Noah were corners and we would get the signal. It was either me or Mensch.
I think I was second team corner. You were first team corner.
Yeah, no, it was
Jordan.
me. It was me, Mensch.
Keep in
and
mind,
then-
it was a mensch.
junior high
It was mensch.
football,
Me and
so,
Jordan
like,
were the second team.
Yeah, and then Whip would either, whatever. It doesn't.
Bleep it.
Whatever. He would say either like, "Hey, like this is the play," or our middle linebacker would run and get it. Right?
Yeah,
Is that
correct.
right?
So no one is. I don't want to say this because it's kind of rude, but like I feel like I was the only one who could comprehend what was going on. So
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I'm the shock. Like think about our second team defense.
No, that's
Just
fair.
everyone picture it.
Yep, fair enough.
That's fair.
Fair
So
enough.
I'm getting the play and I'm running around to everyone and being like, "Yo, this is the play. This is the play. This is the play." Not the smartest spot to put me in. I'm not fast by any means.
You can't just shout the play in front. Hey, this is the play.
Yeah,
and
no,
the offense.
I gotta run around to the whole team because we didn't huddle because it's defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing was, I don't think anyone really respected me.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
So I didn't have a whole lot of cred.
In general, like, not only did you not have a lot of street cred, but the safeties,
because the Charents
safeties
did.
and corners,
Put the Charents in on the
didn't
fact-
care at
no,
all.
safeties and corners. I don't know if you remember, the plays didn't matter for.
Oh, we
safeties
didn't do
and corners.
anything.
Oh, no, they didn't.
We just
They
played
didn't.
cover
And
three.
the thing
Because all it was I would either I told the lineman.
It was lineman and you guys,
and then
yeah.
I told the linebackers what gap to go to.
Yeah, well, the thing was
or to sit and wait for
Yeah,
it.
the thing is about defense in junior high football, nobody likes to be told what to do. Everybody is just like, well,
and
it's defense. We just kind of run and tackle them. Like,
It's
we
also-
all
it's
run
also-
and we tackle. That's defense.
It's also second team.
Yeah, nobody really knows what they're supposed to be doing on junior high football and defense. Everybody's just like, well,
Especially
if you're
second team.
if you're secondary, you cover the guy, and if you're anybody else, you just run in and you tackle. What is so hard? You run in and you tackle.
There's more to defense than
But
that.
there's more to defense.
We
Everybody
digress.
knows, but we didn't care.
But so I'm getting the play from this coach. It was it was hard not to laugh, man.
Oh,
Because
Love the guy to death.
he wasn't authoritative
No,
at all.
not in the slightest.
he was goofy. He was goofy.
It was
He was a
almost.
goofy guy.
It's weird because he's like 35 probably. It was like your little brother trying to command you, but your little brother's 8.
Yeah.
Would anyone agree with that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You just never knew what he was gonna say.
I didn't know what was going to come. Well, keep in mind, he's not saying anything. He's giving me signals.
You could alpha dog the
And keep
shit
in
out.
mind, I have to like memorize these signals. Why is the second team 14-year-old have to memorize these signals? I don't know. I don't even care that much about football. I was worried about basketball season. Like, it was just.
It was a whole
He was a
cluster.
great dude, though. Great
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. It was a good time.
No, do you
but
have any specifics?
I really
I'm
don't.
glad you brought that up though, because that's a
That's
great
yeah,
we
memory.
that was-
can all
that was-
relate to because
That was really the only
Do you
thing.
remember
I
your
could do.
nickname?
My nickname? No.
I don't know.
LB. Remember what LB stood
LB.
for?
Oh my god.
No, LB.
So at the time, Noah was like 5
Tiny.
foot, really
Tiny.
tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny.
I weighed probably less than 100 pounds. I don't think that's being disingenuous. But, all right.
Except, I mean, I
Maybe
feel
a
like
little bit more. It was not. I was not a lot of weight.
Yeah,
I was.
no,
I was very
absolutely not.
tiny.
You were
Let's
short.
just say I used the smallest shoulder pads we had,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
they struggled to
I
find.
remember that
pants
being a
for
thing,
me.
right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, no, quick interjection about junior high football. I remember I always wanted to wear the smallest jersey possible because it looked
Because it
tight.
looked dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Noah got pissed at me one practice.
Yeah, I
because
did.
He had the biggest jersey on. He had the. Keep in mind, he's playing wide receiver and quarterback. I'm playing like. I was backup guard and like.
Yeah, so keep in mind.
Backup lineman.
So keep in mind, when I'm playing and I'm wearing this large jersey, people just grab the jersey and pull me on the ground,
Meanwhile-
and I can't do anything about it.
Meanwhile, I'm acting like I'm tough guy with the tiny jersey on. It looked dope though. Let's not act like it didn't.
Let's
look
be
dope.
real.
Everybody likes the tight fit.
No, do you remember
know?
I threw a touchdown pass to you?
Dude, all right, I want to talk about that.
Okay.
So that's another story I have. So basically, Max was the second string quarterback, and I
He's
was
on the
second.
way.
I
How'd
was,
you get that job?
He just was like, "You're good at baseball. I'll throw you in." That
That's
was
not
it.
how that works. works.
I swear to God that I feel like that's how we did it. I swear to God, I think that's how we did it. Because I don't know how I never tried.
I honestly, I never remember like a tryout.
Well, because
or anything.
Pick was 9th grade, and he obviously deserved it. He could throw the ball. I couldn't fucking.
But
throw
nobody
the ball.
else was the quarterback, and we never had like an audition or like a tryout or anything.
He just
picked
me.
you.
I think he was literally like just observing my wide receiver.
I mean, now we will say we never.
No cap, real quick though. I mean, I threw the javelin. I think if anyone deserved the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Honestly though.
Well, yeah, like I don't think
I wasn't athletic enough to play.
But what I'm saying is we never used you in like a real.
But no, that's the thing. We never had like a tryout where it was.
Well, and
remember
we pulled a guy up from the 8th grade team to play quarterback our 9th grade year.
Did we?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
JFO.
Oh yeah. Okay. But
we never ever had tryouts.
Yeah,
well, because the other guy got moved up to varsity.
Yeah. Okay, but what I'm saying is, so
can we just preface this real quick? Sorry, no. 8th grade we went 10-0.
We were good.
Oh, we were really good.
We lost one game.
Yeah, we lost to Danville.
No, Schmoken.
Yeah, same thing.
Dude, they had a beast running back.
They
was insane. He scored like 4 touchdowns.
Because he had a beard, dude. He was like 19. But
yeah.
Well, also, I met him later in college.
That's right.
Oh, really?
Still has a beard.
Cool. That's cool.
Just so you guys know.
That's cool. Continuation. But what I will say is, so we were pretty good. Not to brag. I mean, it was junior high football, so
we went not.
So I got snubbed. I was supposed to start at guard on that team. I got snubbed. So, coach, if you're out there, I got some beef.
He's out there, but he's
not listening to this.
He's not a coach anymore, so
he's not listening to this. That's for sure. But what I will say is, so Max was the backup quarterback. I was kind of the backup receiver at that time.
I mean, you got regular.
I got a little bit of minutes.
I love how we're talking about our glory days of junior high. Me and Nick, we're backups.
Yeah, I mean, we all quit after junior high anyway. So
no, we did not play football past.
But what I will say is, so Max is the backup quarterback. I'm like the backup wide receiver. We're winning. Keep in mind, we're winning like 35-0.
Yeah, we used to kill teams.
Nothing.
Our defense was insane.
This is probably the worst.
The only game that was close was Southern.
Yeah.
No, and Selinsgrove. Remember our first game ever? We only won by 7.
No, that was Southern.
Was it?
Or maybe that was
8th grade year. Remember, we won because Leitzel recovered
Yeah, but what I will say is, so we are killing the team. This is probably the worst team we played, and our coach is like, Max, you're going in quarterback. For some reason, and he barely practiced quarterback. Keep in mind,
because Aiden's in on this play.
He was the starting quarterback. Or I mean, he was a starting wide receiver, so he barely practiced quarterback, and so he takes him out. And Max is like, "Oh my god!" So we have the ball on the 2-yard line, our 2-yard line, and I had never scored a touchdown in a real game before. Keep that in mind.
Bills.
Not even midget. No, I never scored. Aiden, you were on my team for Bills, right? We only played with Daniel Zach. He was on my team, yeah. And I had never scored a touchdown in a real game. And then they put Max in, and we had a play called the Superman. I know you remember what this is. Superman.
To Chris.
You remember Star Wars too?
Yeah. A Superman is basically a button hook, for those who don't know.
I feel like it was just like a screen.
Yeah, it was a screen.
Oh, yeah.
It was a screen.
It was a screen. I vividly remember that play. It was just a screen.
I threw that ball that was behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, point is, you as a wide receiver, you take 2 steps back and you sort of hook around, and the quarterback just throws it to you. And so we ran that play at the 2-yard line. I'm like getting all nervous because they call Superman like my side. I'm the Superman.
It means the ball's going directly to Noah with like
it goes to one wide receiver.
One option. It's Noah.
And it's
Everyone
me.
else got a block.
Yeah.
And I am so nervous because it's just me. And I'm out there. And keep in mind, their second string defense is out there. So we're playing against literal kids.
We're gonna score.
We're playing against literal kids. But I'm still nervous because I never scored.
If we gotta have Aiden score, we're gonna score.
Yeah. So they snap the ball. I do the little screen, and Max I just turn around and keep in mind I'm behind the line of scrimmage.
Wasn't a spiral, by the way.
Well, he throws me the ball. The point is, he throws me the ball. The point is, I catch it. I turn around. I face this little corner who's up against me. Keep in mind they have their second, third string defense in. This kid is like 4 foot. All right, and I'm just like,
no, you weren't much taller.
I wasn't, but I was taller than this kid. I remember that.
That's fair,
so I'm just like, all right, I need to get past him. So I literally just start walking, and the kid tries to tackle me, and I just literally just walk into the end zone.
I remember the play being very like slow motion.
It was terrible because we were all pretty bad.
I probably let my guy go.
It didn't matter.
We were on the 2 fucking.
And so I score, and the whole crowd is just like, yeah, let's cheer for this kid because he never scores. Woo! And I was hyped. I ran off the field. I was dancing and all this stuff.
When I got my 1 sack.
Yeah.
You remember that? That was classic.
No, you gotta elaborate, please.
But
I probably do. My memory's bad when it comes to specific moments.
Yeah. Point is, junior high football, we all played. Then we quit because we didn't like it.
No, football's like, I mean, I didn't
have a different. Okay, I'm just gonna. We need to move on from this, but
absolutely.
You have to have a different mindset to play football, and I think it's fair to say all three of us do not have that mindset.
No.
Oh, for sure.
You gotta you gotta love it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I never wanted to do that.
You gotta hurt.
I never wanted to do that.
I never, like, my sport was baseball, and if you think about it, the only thing that matters is the ball and you.
Yeah.
So
very,
like at the end
it's
of
a
the
very
day, like,
within yourself sport.
And I actually like from local people. Like I have a lot of friends within the local high school schools. So like, no, you do too. Obviously, we're in the same boat, but like. Baseball is one of those sports where like you're not trying to like I don't know I just never found the
that's all
I never found the fun in like trying to get killed. Like obviously I love watching football.
Oh yeah,
but I never ever found the fun in the fact that like, if I get tackled wrong right now I could be paralyzed.
Mm-hmm. What I would say for all of us is like we're not the type who easily express our emotions of fear and anger, as in we can just switch to that like constant hatred to kill someone on the field. We can't do that. We're all sort of chilled, laid back. Just kind of relax, and baseball, Max is right. It's like a battle within yourself. You don't express something.
I did basketball, and I think that was solid for me.
Yeah, it's like
and then track for me was all mental, and it's just a battle within yourself.
Yeah,
so,
that's the thing.
I should say track.
It's more about like specific. It's not about emotional sort of outbursts. It's sort of about just like control and precision.
Yes.
Which is what
I think
we tended towards.
Yep.
I would say, but we've gone on. For a long time, I would say.
I have one
you
more
do?
Quick
all
story.
right, go ahead. By all means.
It won't take long.
Go ahead. By all means.
This was senior year of high school. Max is at
Bloomsburg.
He's in the ACE program at
I'm
Bloomsburg. Here. Me and Noah are doing play and musical together. We both had pretty big parts, I think.
Yeah.
And so
was this play or musical?
Play. So
okay.
Fall.
Yep.
And we were outside. It was me, you, and another guy. I won't mention that. And so I just remember him going, "Yo, you know Noah likes to lick stuff, right?"
Oh my god, dude! Oh my god!
And I'm like, I had that exact same reaction, Max. I go, "Excuse me," and right there in the parking lot, Noah licks the asphalt.
Can we just say I was a bit of a joker? Like I would
the asphalt.
Why?
I would do whatever.
It was funny though. So.
I would do whatever for laughs. I was that kind of guy who would just like do random things. Like at certain restaurants, I was the type of guy who would mix all the condiments together and drink them for other people.
Basically, Noah does not give a fuck. Basically.
Yeah, I don't. I would do something. I would be the guinea pig of the group. That was me, and I like to make other people laugh by doing fun stuff
and it was great.
Might put myself in harm, but I would do it. You know,
the germs are just not today, not in the coronavirus.
Oh well, I wouldn't do that. No, I think I've matured.
Imagine Noah licking the asphalt while coronavirus is.
Well, you can't really get convert. Like who's coughing on the asphalt? Think about it.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
could be me. That's the point.
Still, it's disgusting. Anyway. Don't do it. Don't lick the asphalt, kids.
In the words of Noah Stetler, I digress.
Yep, we digress.
Indeed.
This is a multiple.
They digress.
So
the people digress.
The people digress. We have to move on to our top 5 because we've gone on about stories a long time.
Yeah, we're like an hour in.
So as we're wont to do, this has sort of been
probably be a quick top 5. I think.
Yeah, this has sort of been like a funny comedic. Sort of storytelling moments from our personal experiences. So we thought we would do our favorite top 5 comedies, TV shows or movies that we have seen and that we enjoy.
Basically, just comedy.
I'm looking forward to this right now.
Me too.
Yeah. Go ahead, Max. Let's hear your top. Let's hear your 5.
Hold on.
Oh.
First goes Max, then goes Aiden, then goes Noah. Top 5.
That was the first time I heard that.
I liked it. I don't know about you. I liked it.
I liked it. I think we need to actually do it up with like a jingle and music and everything.
It's the second time I've done that, so I think we should definitely.
Yeah. All right. So 5. Basically, here's the drill. Okay, for all you listeners out there, I have 6 written down, and I thought it would be better to just organize them as I was talking because I thought it would be genuine feelings. You know what I mean? So I guess number 5 for me has to be Real Bros of Simi Valley.
That's amazing.
Ooh.
Because I couldn't put it higher.
That's my honorable mentions.
I couldn't put it higher because, as far as like my own personal feelings go, it doesn't. It's not like I'm invested in the characters necessarily. But Jesus Christ, does that show make me laugh?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, absolutely.
So genius,
dude. When he's like, Zan, talking to a 1-year-old child.
A 1-year-old child.
Yo, Zan, get your boy, dude.
Yo, Zan, get your boy,
Zan,
dude.
get your boy.
Dude, I'm telling you, that show made a way to make YouTubers / like whatever you want to call them. I don't know.
Yeah,
influencers. I don't know.
Influencers.
Like really have a creative outlet to the point where they're making. It's basically like little skits within a 20-minute episode,
Exactly.
and that's what's hilarious about it. And I think like they really nailed it.
I'm a little disappointed they're not finishing season 3.
Well, no, they are.
No, I
you mean
like
like
right
currently?
now? Like,
Oh yeah, no. Season 3 should have been done for what, like
we're-
2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, that's on hold. But Jimmy Tatro, like, and Christian Pierce, they really, really, really nailed it out of the park with this one.
Absolutely.
And I will forever admire those guys because they're like, I feel like what you want to strive for as far as like comedy goes, from transitioning from YouTube into Hollywood kind of thing. So yeah, no, they're hilarious. The characters are awesome. I try to model myself after Bryce. But, yeah, no, that's the boy.
I think we've discussed it. Which character would you say I am?
Oh, you're Duncan.
Oh, absolutely.
With the girlfriend.
Noah might be.
Noah's Johnny.
Dude, that's spot on.
Yeah.
That's spot
Noah's
on.
Johnny, and then Adam is Jimmy, and Gabe is Wade,
Yeah.
and I'm Bryce.
Wade.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Phenomenal.
So honorable mention, I'll say Brooklyn Nine-Nine, just because I'm
That's
a big fan of that show. I'm a big fan of Andy Samberg. Just get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 for me, Big Mouth.
Wow, that's crazy. I've never gotten into
I've never seen
show.
that.
Wow, guys, it is.
I've never
it's
seen
one of the cringiest shows I've ever watched, low key. But I am the biggest John Mulaney fan, and I've turned into the biggest Nick Kroll fan. And
Nick Kroll, I do like Nick Kroll because he's in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
They're so funny, and the other guy that's in that is from the league as well. Oh, what's his name? He's someone's. It's Nick Kroll's character's sister or brother. With the,
I know
with the curly hair.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. I forget what his name
It's his
is.
brother-in-law in the league. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what his name is.
He plays what the fuck's his name? Rafi? No.
It's Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah, I know who I knew who you were talking about. I don't
He's
remember.
hilarious. He's in Big Mouth as well, and then Maya Rudolph, Fred Armiston.
Oh,
It's
Fred
all
Armiston?
yes, dude.
I
It's
love
all
Fred
these
Armiston.
great like.
It's all these
actors.
really good
and it's like
actors,
it's
yeah.
such a hilarious concept because we've all had those awkward times in puberty, and like they just take it to the next level where it's so funny and outrageous, and it's just one of my like it's turned into one of my favorite shows. So
That's nice.
and the comedy is just it's so John Mulaney and Nick Kroll, and if you know either of those guys, you appreciate their comedy. So
Yeah. I think that's really interesting, and
definitely a watch for both of them.
Yeah, I love Fred Armisen, as I would say.
His character is so funny. He
Oh,
plays
really?
this overly loving dad, and it's just he's like, Nikki, I love you, and you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's just so funny. I love
Yeah,
Fred Armisen.
yeah. I like honorable
SNL
mentions.
guy
I would
as well.
mention Portlandia, which
yep.
obviously Fred Armisen is in, and he's great in. But my number 5 is going to be a shout
Beautiful
out.
transition there, by the way.
Yeah, it would be a shout out for all you British comedy lovers. It's the Inbetweeners, the British version.
I've yet to see that, but I really want
It
to.
is.
It's on
It
my
is
list.
hilarious if you get British comedy and if you enjoy British comedy, which I do.
See, I don't. And it's unfortunate that I don't. But
I like how British comedy is more self-deprecating than American comedy, and it's more to me it's more genuine awkwardness.
I shouldn't say I don't get it because I mean I do.
You can get it,
yeah,
but
like I like the British version of The Office. I like it.
I enjoy the
I wish
British
they would. I wish they would have went further with
Done
it. But
more,
it's
yeah.
very.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's very self-deprecating and it's very.
Yeah, but the Inbetweeners is great. Will is hilarious in it, and it's a really great show. Check it out if you're into that British comedy, self-deprecating sort of thing. But that's going to be my number 5. I really enjoy it. So Max, let's hear your number 4.
All right, number 4, and I think this is just because. I think if you asked me right now, I would put it higher. But as far as like necessary things, I have to put it here at 4. Is Parks and Rec because that's like it's really fresh in my mind right now, and there's a lot. I honestly think
It's on my list as well.
Oh
It
yeah,
makes
it's
me-
on. I think it's on.
I think it's
yeah,
on
it's
all
on.
my
it
my
makes
list
me
as
laugh
well.
out loud more than honestly sometimes The Office does.
The other
And like
thing-
I've had this
the other-
argument where like The Office is a good show, is a better show, I think. But Parks and Rec definitely has characters that make me laugh
The
out
thing-
loud more.
for sure.
The thing that Parks and Rec does, and I'll be honest, for me, I can watch The Office over and over again. I can't watch Parks and Rec over and over again for some reason.
Same.
I'll definitely do a rewatch of it.
I think just the character development's better in The Office.
That's exactly where I was going. The character development is a little bit better than The Office.
Yeah, but I think that's what it's...
You fall in love with each and every character.
Yeah.
In The Office, like, I'm not going to fall in love with Angela. I'm not going to fall in love with Toby. But I'm going to fall in love with Donna. I'm going to fall in love with Tom Hanks.
Well, there's like, what?
I'm going to fall in love with
There's
April.
like 6 main characters in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
There's like 20 in The Office.
Well, I think that's what makes it more The Office more like real life, is that there's people that you love and there's people that you hate. With Parks and Rec, it's sort of like a more tailored to TV show. It's not so much telling real lives. It's just sort of giving every character a redeemable quality that you can identify with. With The Office, it's just like real life, where there's people that you see as so different where you can't identify with them.
Like, I'm not identifying with Dwight Schrute.
No, yeah, like you can never. But there's people sort of toned down to a lesser degree. But there's people like that, you know, that you can see in real life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That you can imagine.
The other thing I will say is the dynamic with Jerry.
Oh man,
genius!
So
they took the dynamic with Toby from The Office and made it 100 times better. Like 100 times
absolutely.
better. And then switching his name like 4 times. That's hilarious.
What was it? Jerry, Gary,
Larry Gergrich.
That's
also,
hilarious.
let's not downplay Greg Daniels, the creator of both. I think he was the creator of both.
Yeah. No, he was.
He's a genius. He's a genius
for sure.
Man's rich probably right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
He's got a new show on Amazon Prime too. It actually looks decent.
What is it?
It's about like the concept is like instead of dying, you get uploaded into this virtual world, which is kind of
pretty cool.
Oh, excited you.
Don't know if I'll watch it. But
Yeah, we'll see.
Everybody's
Everybody's got time now. We'll say
Amazon Prime.
Everybody's got time now. So, Aiden, let's hear your number 4.
Wait, you said Parks.
Yes, Parks
That's
and Rec
crazy.
is 4.
I got lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
Number 4 for me, New Girl.
Nice. I didn't put that on my list because of Aiden, but I knew he'd have it.
Yeah. I think both of us, me and Max, definitely have. Have you seen it?
No.
Wow.
I think you would like it.
That's a watch for you.
I think you would like it.
Yeah. Me and Max are the self-proclaimed
Schmidt and
Nick.
I'm Schmidt, obviously, because I like women like too much.
And
Aiden's Nick because he's
I'm a little lazy.
Yeah, laid back.
Laid back, little lazy.
Yeah.
That's somewhat of a work ethic.
Yeah.
But just great show. The concept is awesome. Just like a girl living with 4 dudes. That's hilarious.
That's
just
ridiculously hilarious.
A highway for hijinks. And then Cece comes in. Classic, as I referenced before in the podcast, a classic Cece and Winston mess around.
Mess around.
So, yeah. New Girl, one of my favorite shows.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Yep. For my number 4, it's going to be another shout out to the British comedy series. I know you guys probably won't hear.
What's with you in Britain?
I enjoy the British comedy.
He loves a good English comedy.
What you like?
Let's just be honest here. I love a good British comedy. There's something about it that's just it's unbelievable.
I
will tell you that it's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
If you want to hear a podcast in my British accent, I can completely.
If you would like us to do a full podcast,
we can do any podcast in any format that you would like.
How about you two do that? I'll play
Bond. James
American.
So I digress. Back to my American self.
Y'all.
So
Shut the fuck up, viewers.
Yep, my number 4 is gonna
Let him digress.
Yep. All right. Thank you. My number 4 is gonna be Peep Show. I don't know how many of you have heard it. It's not a very common show in America, but it is a. It's a hilarious. I encourage you all of you to check it out. It's a hilarious British sitcom. It's got some great character development, and it
doesn't involve sex.
Yes, actually, yes, it does.
Well, I would
quite frequently. But it is hilarious. It's got 2 main characters living, and they're both kind of hateable in different ways. It's very
able to be hated.
Britain would do that.
It's they're both kind of hateable. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But it's very interesting. It's very how should I say?
Sexual.
Kind of. No, not really. It's very awkward in ways that you can't understand. And the characters are so far away from what a normal person is that it's kind of hilarious, and I find it hilarious. But it's not my number 4. So let's hear your number 3, Max.
Number 3, eh? So number 3, I'm just gonna throw Superbad there.
It's beautiful.
And I'm just gonna leave it there.
We've talked about Superbad a lot on the podcast.
Superbad has like
I still haven't seen it, by the
been
way.
my life. So
Noah.
sometimes.
We're in quarantine. Go watch.
What
don't
the
have
fuck
that.
is your problem? No, just watch it on an illegal site, dude.
It's got to be somewhere.
Disclaimer,
It's
we do,
Dude,
we
it's
do
been
not...
on TV like 400 times over this
Yeah.
entire
Okay.
quarantine.
Vice.
It's
Alright.
popping up.
Look
Alright.
at Vice; it'll be on.
I'll check it out.
But
Maybe.
Superbad because I feel like it relates a lot to me as far as
It's that
friendship,
classic high school,
as far as
high
romance.
school comedy.
But it's just I don't know how to explain it. Like literally, go watch it because it's everything that involves Superbad is very inside jokey. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very you have to
you have to watch Superbad to get it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, no,
it's not
just
funny if you haven't.
it's just a good honestly, it's like kind of a
It's
rom-com.
low key a rom com.
But it's good. Yeah, that's definitely. I would definitely recommend.
I've
going to
watched
see
it twice now. Probably will watch it 100 more times.
Yes,
It's a classic.
good way to put it.
Interesting.
My number 3 is also a movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. It's a Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg joint.
Here we go.
I bet you guys are thinking Daddy's Home, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, not
Yeah.
at all.
No!
No, not at all. I'm not thinking
The
that.
Other Guys.
Yeah,
Oh.
I knew exactly
An
that.
absolute. Have you seen it, Noah?
I think I have. I can't
Well, I
remember it
hope
off the
so,
top of my head.
Because
But
your girlfriend and I have talked about it multiple times.
Oh
That's not what I
shit!
meant. I'm just saying that we both have a fondness
Respect
for this movie.
for that. news.
So The Other Guys is a classic. It
I've heard
produces
this.
it produces one of the best comedy scenes I think I've ever witnessed, and it's a scene where Mark Wahlberg comes in and basically Will Ferrell is playing this like pansy cop that is like an accountant.
But he has a really hot wife.
yeah, I've seen this. I've seen
Extremely
this.
attractive
I've seen this.
What is it? What is it? It's Eva something, right? Eve something.
Eva Longoria.
Eva Longoria. Yeah.
And so Mark Wahlberg comes in. He's like, "When you piss, it sounds like a girl pissing. It sounds like a girl's pissing in the urinal." And like he's like, if I was a lion, I would go out of my way. If I was a lion and you were a tuna, I would go out of my way to go into the ocean and eat you. And then Will Ferrell comes back with, "A lion in the ocean? Are you kidding me? Against a school of tuna?" And so he just goes into this.
He's
long,
thinking
it's-
outside
it's-
the box here.
Yeah, it's like this long, elaborated thing, and then by the end of it, Will Ferrell just starts typing on the computer, and he goes, "Bet you didn't think that was going to go that way, did you?" And then Mark Wahlberg spills coffee.
Dude,
It's just one of the greatest comedy scenes I've ever witnessed. And then the beginning of that movie's hilarious with The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. It's like, "Aim for the bushes," and they jump off a 30-story building.
Ridiculous.
A ridiculous height.
they would have died on impact, wouldn't they?
They did.
But real quick, for all you listeners, my father played basketball with Mark Wahlberg before.
Well,
Classic.
Visited the college when he was
did
Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch.
Marky Mark and the Funky.
And yeah, they balled up real quick. Don't really know much about it. I was probably young when he elaborated, so that'd be something.
yeah, we'll have to get him to elaborate.
We'll have to get him on
further.
a pod. We'll have to get Dave
Possibly.
on a pod.
Most likely.
But yeah.
My number 3, I'm gonna stick. Actually, all mine are shows. Because those are just the first
Mine are
things.
pretty much. That was the only movie I had.
Yeah, those are the first things that came to my head. But number 3, maybe controversial, is The Office.
At number
It's not
3.
controversial at all.
Number 3. Yeah, that's what I was
Nice.
thinking. Number 3 for me is The Office, just mainly because I love it, as everyone does, pretty much, it seems. But I love other things more. It's probably more of a personal connection to other shows than that one.
fair.
But, you know, it's universally celebrated
I
as a
think
great show.
At my number 1 and my number 2, I'm done talking for the night. Are The Office
Go.
and Parks and Rec.
Oh, well, my
So-
number 2 is Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
Let me
so-
just get that out there.
So, what I'll say about The Office is it's this ingenious format that was never done before, really, at the time, and they took
Yeah,
they
for
took
sure.
well, I mean, I guess the British version, but they took the British version and turned it into something that I think every single person in our generation can relate to, and maybe not relate to, but like find humor in.
Yeah, every American person speaks.
Exactly.
Which is
We
a bigger
all-
audience.
Like, we all
obviously,
work.
so.
Everyone has that
Everyone
office job.
works.
Everyone has those crazy, wacky.
Everybody
coworkers.
knows those
Even
people.
the kids in high school, like I work at a pool. I've had similar instances
Yeah.
where I'm like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
that's
My number 1 is The Office. So
Okay,
I'll just get
yeah.
that out of the way.
Everybody knows these people that are obviously watered down versions of the show because they're supposed to be those eccentric, way over the top people.
Exaggerate.
Yeah,
But everybody
Oh, yeah, for
knows
sure.
the watered down versions. Everybody has met like a watered down Dwight or a watered down Angela or a watered down
Like,
Kevin.
we literally
Everybody
sit
knows.
like at the pool. We literally sit down and like when we're bored, if we're just like sitting in the office, we'll write down our entire staff as The Office, and it's hilarious. like we all know that person, that watered down version of.
Yeah, it's such a well-known show.
And that's the thing with The Office. Like, I'm 20. You guys are 19, soon to be 20. But like, we all know the person who relates to them, and it doesn't even matter whether it's Office or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, and like, since this is my number one, I'll talk. Like, I guess we might as well just keep elaborating on it. But it's just it's just like the single show that not only like it made you feel something, but even when Michael Scott left, 8 and 9, they still had funny ass fucking episodes, man.
People who say that when Michael left, it's not as good, which it isn't. But they're like, I refuse to watch it after Michael left.
It's still pretty good.
Robert California is hilarious.
Dude. One of the best characters in the entirety of the show.
True. I will say,
he goes, you don't even know my real name. I'm the Lizard Man.
Yeah, that's funny.
What?
Yeah.
And then when he's talking to Jim, one of my favorite scenes from Robert California is when he's talking to Jim. He's like, "Oh, so you want to feel heard, Jim? You want to be represented, Jim? Do you feel heard right now, Jim?" And Jim's just like, "Yes."
Yeah.
People don't understand that they made a Michael Scott Antichrist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will say something real quick. I don't like what the writers did with the character of Andy. Mm-hmm. I felt like they threw him under the bus a little bit because they were lacking something.
I would say the writers in general didn't have.
I think what should have happened is we should have went straight into Dwight Schrute as manager. After Michael left.
I don't agree what they did with Andy.
Hilarious.
I think they kind of threw him under the bus, his character a little bit, and made him the enemy.
In the same token, though, you know what? I wouldn't change it because then we get that joyful, beautiful moment of Dwight finally becoming manager.
Well, yeah,
I think that could have been done without hurting Andy, though. In a certain way.
I think we could have not, instead of... but it's so funny that Robert California just goes down to Florida and is like, I'm the CEO now.
I think it's just like... they just didn't write it in the sense that, like... I mean, it's pretty clear that they didn't know Steve Carell was going to leave the show. Like,
well, he blew up.
That's what
they couldn't have predicted.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they weren't prepared for him to leave the show because he was the show. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was the... Well, he's
him, it's... The three big things about The Office are him, and then there's Jim and Pam, which are really two big things.
The thing is, like, it's not...
I think very, very tertiary.
Dwight and Angela, right?
Mm-hmm. Dwight.
Yeah,
it's Dwight in general.
It's when you know, like, a modernized. Like, it's when you know that the one main factor of a show, like the one driving force, is the one that all the memes are kind of created around, and they were all created around Michael pretty much, and Dwight to a lesser extent, but pretty much all created around Michael for the most part. Like the oh god, this is happening, oh god, like the fire scene, like that's infamous, and you can't really easily replace him at all. And they did the best job that they could, but there's always going to be a drop in quality.
I mean, I think that they, like, at the very least, I don't know much about it, but at the very least, like, whether it was Steve Carell or the producers or the writers of The Office, they should have met and been like, hey, like, I'm leaving, I want to leave, like, can I leave in a year? And, like, at the very least, maybe they would have been like...
I feel like they might have had that conversation.
I mean, they definitely could have. I don't know if the show should have went on for 2 more years. I mean, like...
2 more seasons, you mean, yeah.
Well, like, at the very... Because obviously it caused problems. I enjoyed the last 2 seasons, and I'm glad they did them.
But it caused problems for a lot of people.
But I'm saying, if they didn't exist, maybe we would all... Everyone...
I think the finale is universally liked. Because Steve Carell even comes back in that.
But that's the thing, Steve Carell's in the finale. What if they just did a one-off?
He has a very little part, but I think it's a good way of wrapping things up.
But what if eliminate season 7, episode 22, eliminate everything after that until season 9, episode, I don't know if it's 22 or whatever, but eliminate everything in between there, and imagine if it just went from Steve Carell leaving to the episode where he comes back for Dwight's wedding. You know what I mean? Like, what if... I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's hindsight.
There's a lot of speculation.
But, like...
Yeah.
I think the whole show was supposed to be about Steve Carell and Michael Scott.
Needless to say, I think the fact that we're going into this much depth about it shows how much we love this show.
Yes. Number 1 for me, obviously.
Yeah. It's number 3 for me.
Not to critique it too much.
It's still in my top 5, which is an achievement.
It's my number 1.
We could literally do, like, 10 to 20 podcasts on this fucking show.
Yeah. So that's... So I think we're on Max's number 2.
Yes,
so let's jump to Max's.
So we already have my number 1, which is The Office. You're done, right?
I'm done.
Aiden is done. Noah, what are you?
I am on.
You still have one
my
more,
number
right?
1 hasn't been said yet. But
okay, so I'll do my number 2. So 1 is The Office. honorable mention, Wedding Crashers.
Oh, I was gonna
Classic.
put that as
I'm
my
glad-
honorable mention. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's a
That
good
literally, I don't know if this makes sense to to all you listeners or whatever, but in a way that defined us as people, I think.
Mhm. That was the.
I mean, not as far as the not respecting women thing go,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they did not respect women really, but they kind of did in the end. So that's the thing.
They found who they were looking for.
I think, like in general, the comedy of it and the romance of it got us through middle school to high. Like
Yeah.
that's who we. That's
Well, that
who
was-
we
There were so many nights that we just put that on before we went to bed.
Oh yeah,
And we watched
for
like
sure.
so much of that movie.
If you listen to like them saying rule number 42, like what you know what I'm saying, like the Wedding Crasher rules.
Yeah.
That implemented the bro code.
Yeah, well,
Absolutely,
that was
yeah.
the first movie I remember watching with Max. Just me and Max. We put that on, and he's like, "You got to see this." And we watched that as like 13 or 14-year-olds, and that just
It's
it was
so
it was
funny.
so funny.
It's so
Honestly,
funny,
like,
man.
yeah.
It is
Vince-
literally
Owen
something
Wilson's
about-
even better.
Yeah, something about Vince Vaughn,
that
Owen Wilson.
combo. Those two,
Come on, man.
they will never make a movie as far as I'm.
Wow, hey, wow, that's awesome. That's crazy.
Hey,
Oh wow.
Oh wow, wow.
there are so many lines from that movie that I could quote that are way too inappropriate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Wedding Crashers, go watch it, especially as a young buck.
Yeah, and that's just your honorable mention, right?
That is just my honorable mention.
Let's get into your number
The
2.
reason why I didn't include that on my list because I wanted to stick to like series, but Superbad obviously influenced me in a lot of ways.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's why that
it
made it.
transcends it.
But so number 2 for me is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I haven't watched enough of that show, and
Yeah.
I need to.
You guys both
Same.
need to. You
Same.
guys both need to. I don't know how to explain it to you guys because it is literally from a pure comedy perspective.
Honestly,
it's funnier than The
I
Office.
watched
It's-
the first season, and the first season alone, and I know you guys keep telling me, like I've heard from all of our
There's so
friends
many
that
better.
it gets so much better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to do it. I need to watch it.
Mhm.
But
No, you guys will both get there, but It's Always Sunny literally like I don't know if it's the fact that I go to college in Philadelphia or what it is, or I've always
It
been
might be.
romance with Philadelphia, but the city almost has nothing to do with it, but at the same time
like
it
there's not really
always
that much to do, but it's always there.
It's
And
always,
that's
like,
even-
there, like-
and again, that's from me watching the first season.
and like fuck, I don't know how to explain it because it's like literally the only show you can watch, I think. Like cuz you can watch Parks and Rec and you're like, "Oh, have you seen that?" Like if someone has never seen or if someone has watched The Office, right? You're like, "Oh, have you seen Parks and Rec?" And someone is like, "No, I've never seen Parks and Rec." You're like, "Oh, you saw The Office though?" Like, "Yeah,
Brief
like it can be
interlude
fun."
quick. The other thing about The Office that I think is a part of the mystique for us
Yeah.
is that it's in Scranton.
Oh, yeah, that's
We
close
all
to us.
been to Scranton and we all know it.
Yeah,
It's not a very disclaimer.
It's not a close-
We're
it's not a
close
close
to
city.
Scranton, so it's
Yeah.
just hilarious that this like world-renowned show comes
Yeah.
right out of our
Disclaimer: Scranton's kind of a crap hole. If you haven't been there,
It is.
It's
And
not
that's the
great.
comedy. But
nobody really likes it. I'm being honest.
but back to It's Always Sunny,
Yes.
right? So
Sorry, I just thought of that.
no,
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
No, you're totally right.
We have a
definitely should
personal
talk about
connection.
that. Like,
We have
half
a-
hour.
we have a
But,
personal connection.
No, but like, It's Always Sunny is like one of the few shows where you can't really compare it to anything else. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you see Parks and Rec, you can like base off
It's
of
like
The
yeah,
Office.
that was based off
Mhm.
The Office, and The
But-
Office is like that's
Same
just
writers and
British.
everything.
But It's Always Sunny is kind of
Yeah,
like a
great
different
writers.
kind of dark humor where you have to think about things, sort of. Like, they make a lot of like really jokes that are really like, what the fuck? Like, why are you
A
saying
little obscene.
yeah, but that also, like I said, is like the charm of it in a way, and like, it's I don't know how to explain. It's just it literally is like as much as an Office is number one. Not only do I love The Office, but like, and not only is it funny as shit. Like, I think It's Always Sunny is the funny, like laugh out loud wise, the funniest thing I've ever seen. That's why it's 2. Number 1 is The Office because of a lot of reasons, as we've discussed.
Yeah.
But yeah, It's Always Sunny is definitely like check it out. I love It's Always Sunny. You guys should like.
I need to finish it.
It's comedy. It's comedy at its best.
I'm like 5 episodes. I don't know where Danny DeVito has entered the scene for me. I don't
Okay.
know where that's
yeah, that's
at in
like
the series,
4 or
but-
5. Yeah.
of season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's like Danny DeVito doesn't become like a big part of it till I think like the end of season 1.
Okay. Then maybe I'm at the end. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
We'll
know
figure
Danny
it out.
DeVito has just entered the scene. And
Yeah, no, he's
there was,
he's
like-
fresh at first, but then
Yeah.
Frank becomes this huge character,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
hilarious. But yeah, you'll get there. But yeah, that's my 2. So
Okay. Aiden, you're all out, right?
I'm done.
All right. So it's just my number 1.
This is gonna be. I have good feeling about this.
Really? Okay. I
Oh,
think you.
I have
All,
no
I
idea
think
what
you.
it
I
is.
guarantee you've all heard of it. It's a really good show. It only recently.
hints now.
Yeah. Well, Hints?
Just
Hints. Just one hint. One hint.
It's by somebody Jewish. Is that a hint?
Oh, Dave.
Oh, Dave.
Hmm?
Not Dave?
No.
I feel really
You
bad.
haven't seen Dave?
No. Okay, but I digress. So
Shout out
basically,
Lil Dicky.
oh, it's not Dave. No, but this has come out. Like, it hasn't come out, but I've become watching it in the past 2 years, I would say, and it is just completely transcended comedy for me. It is easily my favorite series of all time, comedic wise, and it is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh,
By
I forgot Larry David was
Larry.
I forgot
dude,
Larry David was Jewish.
If you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, you will not forget Larry David is
See,
Jewish.
I'm a
let me
season
tell
and
you.
a half in, and I stopped because I moved home from school,
Mhm.
and I was really into it at school for some
Curb is
reason.
class.
Oh,
I need
it
to watch
is
Curb.
it is hilarious, dude. It is my favorite show.
Speaking
I love
of which,
Larry
I also
David's
need to
Curb.
watch Seinfeld. Like
Yeah.
the whole way. I've seen
Oh,
it
for
before,
sure,
but, like, I
for
need to
sure.
watch
That was
Yeah,
my
there was-
honorable mentions. But for sure, Larry David is so hilarious, and his acting. And I love how
He's
each
such a funny dude.
yeah, I love how each episode kind of follows the same route, and it's 3 or 4 plot points coming together to at the end. Like pretty much at the end of every episode, it's something inappropriate happening to Larry David, and him just kind of like running off, and something like coming together.
such a Larry
Like
David
for
fan.
one
Larry.
episode, the most
Goddamn
the obvious episode that sticks in my head is I can't go into all these plot points, but all these plot points are happening with Larry David, and he's getting onto all of this stuff, and he's very sort of antisocial in a way that he doesn't really like people, and he doesn't really like to interact with them. But it's just everything comes to a head at the one point, and something hilarious happens to him, where it's something ironic or something funny. And the best episode I can think of that is he's in the bathroom and he's talking to a little girl, and this might be a little bit inappropriate.
without even saying a word in a
we know where it's
bathroom
going.
talking to a little girl.
And the little girl runs out of now. It takes a while to explain, so I suggest watching this episode. But the little girl runs out of the bathroom and says, "Mommy, Daddy, there's a man in the bathroom with something hard in his pants," and it's hilarious because you need the context to understand that. It's for
That's
the
so-
whole episode builds up to
That's
this.
so Larry David.
And you
because
need- and-
that's how Seinfeld is.
And
too.
the funniest thing is he reacts to this and he jumps out of the window of the bathroom. It's hilarious, but it's my favorite show because of the self-deprecating, hilarious antisocial humor. It's a perfect show for my opinion, and I love Larry David.
I saw an episode. The funniest episode I've seen. I've watched season and a half. Is where he goes to the movies with one of his wife's friends.
Yeah, I know.
And,
Yep.
and he gets the boner tent, or the pants tent, and it's a boner. So he gets a boner.
Yeah.
But it's not a boner, really. It's just his pants make it seem like he has a boner.
Yep.
And she looks down and she gets really weirded out. And it's literally just a 20-minute episode about the fact that he popped a boner in quotes.
Yeah,
with
with his wife's friend.
his
Yeah,
wife's friend. So it's
yeah,
this whole thing.
I remember
That's
that
hilarious.
episode. It's hilarious.
There's the show's so funny because there's never really a storyline. From
Yeah.
what I've gathered.
It's just things that happen in real life, and it's just so much elaboration on
Yeah.
that thing. Like there's one episode where somebody owes Larry David money, and the guy who owes him has a $50 bill in his shoe that he's been running. He's taking a jog and he pulls it out, and it's a $50 bill. And the joke is that it's so disgusting because he's been running, so he's sweating on this
Yeah.
$50 bill. And Larry David is like, "Oh, I don't want that. It's $50, but it's so gross." And the joke is he takes it to all these places to try to pay with it to get rid of it,
Yeah.
and nobody wants it because it's a really gross $50 bill. And it's the smallest problems, but that's what makes it so hilarious is that everybody is blowing it so much out of proportion that it's this big elaboration. I think it's hilarious. It's a hilarious
Oh
concept.
yeah, no, totally. He's
The other thing I'll say about Larry David, his episode of comedians in cars getting coffee with Jerry Seinfeld. If you haven't watched that, fantastic show. Another honorable mention, honestly. Because it's
Yeah.
it's
It's very
such a bizarre, and it's such short episodes too, which
I remember watching the Steve Harvey one and I was
That's
like,
a classic.
yeah.
But Larry David's episode on that. So
Oh, yeah,
funny.
I'm sure.
Yep.
So funny.
Yep. I think we're all out pretty much of
Yeah, good to go.
items on our list.
Good
So
PG, dog.
I think this is a good place to wrap it up. So real quick, quick shout out. Follow us on all social medias. We
As
have
we
a
mentioned earlier, yeah.
Yeah, as we
TikTok,
mentioned earlier.
Please.
TikTok, please. We have an Instagram. We also have a YouTube. It's at Structure Chaos Podcast. If you just look up Structure Chaos Podcast on all of them, you'll find us. So follow us, please, on all of them. Like our stuff. Follow us. Make sure to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get this podcast, because we're going to keep posting, coronavirus willing, we're going to keep posting on here.
If we don't retract into the red zone.
Yeah, well, we will still post over Zoom, but this live format we really like, so we're going to keep posting on here.
After one.
After one, we really like it.
But we're going to keep posting, so just keep up to date with us. We'll be posting updates and everything else, but stay up to date. We're going to keep bringing as many as we can, and we really enjoy doing this, so make sure to like it, and we can do it as much as we can. Absolutely. So with that said, I think we're good. So thank you guys for listening, and peace.
Deuces. We will miss you all.
Bye.
Peace.